Juhu, willkommen zu einem neuen Let's Play. Ein Point-and-Click-Adventure mit dem Namen The Hand of Glory. Hand of Glory. Frei übersetzt. Ja. Die Hand des Ruhms. Würde ich es vielleicht übersetzen. Hintergrund ist Hand of Glory. War mehr eine Art Talisman, kann man sagen. Und zwar war das die Hand eines Gehängten. Ja, die hat man dann trocknen lassen und man hat sie dann als Talisman verwendet, dass sie einem sozusagen Türen öffnet etc. Also für Einbrecher ein Talisman. Damit sie das unversehrt ihres Tatwerks nachgehen konnten. Okay, genau. Das Spiel 2022 erschienen. Vollversion. Gab aber auch ein Early Access. Gab es dann immer Kapitel für Kapitel. Und dieses heißt jetzt hier Blowtorch Cases. Also, man hört schon ein bisschen, okay, geht wieder mehr in die Richtung Mystery, Krimi, Detektiv. Genau, das sind wir auch, ein Detektiv. Aber vielleicht erklärt es uns das Spiel selber. Gehen einfach mal auf neues Spiel und viel Spaß. Teil 1 oder Teil 2? Na, wir spielen erstmal Teil 1. Möchtest du das Tutorial spielen? Ja, es ist mein erstes Mal. Wie mein erstes Mal? Was ist
This
das für eine
story
Frage?
begins where many others generally end. At the time, I worked for a detective agency known as HPD, but I couldn't know then what the acronym really meant. I don't think I ever really knew.
10. November, Stadtrand von
For a few
Miami.
months, I'd been on the trail of the man the press not very originally renamed Blowtorch. A clue led me to the extreme outskirts of Miami, in a little out-of-the-way suburb that smelled like rotten fish.
Ah, ja. Da sind wir. Mit ein.
Operator, the caller you have dialed is unavailable. Do you want to leave a message?
Bundy, knock it off. Judging from the traffic noise, I'd say you disobeyed my orders.
Hey, I just went out for a ride on my bike. What's the harm?
At 10 in the evening, I told you to stay home. The case is ours. We're already racing to the scene of the tip-off.
But the cavalry's already here, boss. Let me find one of those clues that Blowtorch left for me, and we will stop the next murder before you even divorce your third wife.
I'm on my fourth, Bundy, and I will never understand why that killer keeps leaving clues just for you.
Do you need to ask? Because I'm his archenemy, his nemesis, his worst nightmare.
More like he enjoys leaving you every time grasping a handful of air.
Oh, yeah. Remind me again, old man. Who stopped the Puerto Rican surgeon and the arsonist of the southeast coast? And what about the...
All old news, Bundy. You haven't caught a break for a long time, and for months you've been following Blowtorch without any results. Why don't you go on holiday and let us do the work?
I'm in Miami, dude. Working here is a holiday.
I'm serious, Lars. Give it up.
Listen, boss. I will limit myself to a stealth approach. Identify the victim's flat. I write everything down. I smoke a cigarette. I admire the skyline. I wait for reinforcements. No shootout planned.
That would be difficult, since you never carry a gun with you.
Well, once a chick told me that the weapon at my side makes me clumsy.
Don't cause any shit, Bundy. We'll be there in a short while.
Okay. That means I have a short while to solve this case.
What did you say?
Nothing.
Bundy, don't screw things up, or I swear...
At previous crime scenes, we always found a letter addressed to me, abandoned in the mailboxes. This time, maybe, I would be able to find that letter before the crime was committed. But I had to hurry.
Okay. Ja, willkommen zu Hand of Glory. In diesem Spiel wirst du einen schwierigen Fall untersuchen, aber du wirst in der Lage sein, dies mit wenigen einfachen Befehlen zu tun. Lass uns gemeinsam sehen, wie. Je nach Erscheinungsbild hilft dir der Cursor, die Interaktion zu verstehen, die du ausführen kannst. Wenn du auf eine bestimmte Stelle auf dem Boden klickst, bewegt sich Lars auf diese Stelle zu. Okay, wir heißen schon mal Lars. Versuch mit der linken Maustaste auf eine beliebige Stelle in der Szene zu klicken, zu der er laufen kann. Mit der Lupe kannst du Objekte in deiner unmittelbaren Umgebung analysieren. In diesem Fall erzielst du damit linken oberen rechten. Was? In diesem Fall erzielst du mit der linken und rechten Maustaste das gleiche Ergebnis. Untersuche die
Hey,
Packung.
horrible antique coin eater.
Der rote Cursor zeigt die Fähigkeit, mit einem Element der Umgebung zu interagieren, gemäß diesem Schema an. Linke Maustaste interagieren, rechte Maustaste untersuchen. Interagiere mit dem Kolben von Green Dart, um fortzufahren. Green Dart. Dem Kolben.
Maybe there was still something useful in Green Dart's flask. Normally I would have filled it with scotch, but I didn't want to find myself in Orlando investigating a red whale again. Like last time. Hey, there really was some scotch after all. Scotch tape, I mean.
Hast soeben dein erstes Objekt erhalten. Die Dinge, die du einsammelst, werden im Inventar gelagert, das du dir anzeigen lassen kannst, indem du den Cursor in den oberen Teil des Bildschirms bewegst. So, Scotch-Tape, mein Handy, Dienstmarke. Nicht jetzt. Nicht jetzt. Okay. Mobiltelefon untersuchen mit der rechten Maustaste. Okay. Denk immer daran, die Objekte, die du einsammelst, auf Hinweise oder neue Schnittstellen zu untersuchen, die für die Ermittlungen hilfreich sind. Ein treues Handy wird sich bei mehr als einer Gelegenheit als nützlich erweisen. Zeit zu Zeit wird Lars Notizen in sein Notizbuch schreiben, was nützlich ist, um den Überblick über laufende Aufgaben zu behalten. Sehr gut. Du kannst das Notizbuch aufrufen, indem du das Inventar anklickst oder N auf der Tastatur drückst. Ich habe eine N-Taste. Du musst die Briefkästen nach einem herrenlosen Umschlag durchsuchen.
I looked at the various mailboxes and found what I was looking for. An abandoned envelope with no writing or stamps. The only problem remaining was how to open the mailbox. Maybe using something thin for leverage.
Was Dünnes. Dafür helfen uns doch immer Gegenstände verwenden. Die Gegenstände, die du bei dir trägst, können mit Objekten in der Szene verwendet werden. In das Inventar klicke auf einen Gegenstand, bewege den Cursor über das Objekt, mit dem du interagieren möchtest und klicke erneut. Um den Briefkasten mit einem Gegenstand in deinem Besitz aufzuhebeln. Lang und dünn. Mit der Dienstmarke, oder?
It was equipped with a normal lock, very easy to destroy with a minimum of sheer force. Nevertheless, it was impossible to do it with my bare hands. Maybe using something thin for leverage.
Tape, oder? Aufziehen.
Better think about it. It was equipped with a normal lock, very easy to destroy.
Gewalt.
It was an indestructible model, but I still didn't want to use it as a chisel. It was equipped with a... My badge wasn't exactly the right tool to wedge this open with, but it was worth a try. The only thing I accomplished was jamming the badge into the narrow crack above the mailbox.
Auch nicht schlecht. Das können wir doch hebeln, oder?
I didn't understand how that could possibly help me.
Mal schauen. Feuertreppe.
The only way in seemed to be the emergency ladder. The alley led around the building to the right. Before examining the area, though, I had to make sure I was in the right place.
Ist immer im right place. Können wir da noch was rauszaubern?
There was nothing else in the flask.
Schauen wir uns
An
mal
antique and horrible coin eater.
Oh, wir können highlighten. Was haben wir dir dann? Bürgersteig beschädigt.
Here's what the taxpayers' money was being used for.
Hat ja gar nichts genommen, oder?
The conditions of that sidewalk were getting worse. A stone bigger than the others just fell off the sidewalk. And who was I not to accept the kind gifts from Providence?
Oh, Vorsicht. Oh, haben die hohe Bordsteinkanten. Das ist ja Wahnsinn.
That stuff tasted like chewing gum stuck under a desk for a month. I know that because at school I never had the money for snacks, so I picked up those.
Ach. Geld haben wir
A
natürlich auch nicht.
Frizzo's vending machine. The worst cola ever tasted by a human being. The engine was working though, although the machine wasn't active anymore. I could sense its warmth.
Okay. Probieren wir es mal mit dem Stein.
The way it was stuck, the badge would act as a chisel.
Jawohl. So,
As
Rätsel
usual,
gelöst.
the letter was ripped and written with invisible ink. With Scotch tape, I would be able to easily reassemble it. Well, I'd have to think about the invisible ink later.
Du kannst einige der Gegenstände, die du sammelst, kombinieren. Öffne das Inventar und verbinde das Klebeband mit den Buchstabenfetzen oder umgekehrt. Oder
I would
umgekehrt.
have stuck the Scotch tape in the back of the letter, so as to obtain the best readability.
Aber jetzt unsichtbar ist, wo
always
es
hated
vorne und
puzzles.
hinten. Oh. Können wir das auch drehen? Ach, klappt schon. Hat's gemacht. Das könnte der sein.
If I have to waste time on this,
Ah, das ja nicht. Oder doch? Doch. Ist ein Pferd, oder? Ja, ist ein Pferd.
I hate this stuff.
Ach komm. Ist der negativ?
Once I received a 1,000-piece jigsaw puzzle as a present. I sold it to my nephew.
Ja, kann man machen.
Oh.
Boah, ist mürrisch.
Oh.
Mach doch hier die ganze Arbeit.
It wasn't as difficult as I feared. At that point, I just had to find a way to read the message hidden in the letter. Well, I remembered that to reveal invisible ink, you just have to warm it. Where could I find a source of heat that late at night?
Hast das Hotspot-Finder-System schon gefunden? Klick auf das Mausrad oder die Leertaste, um alle Hotspots in der Szene anzuzeigen. Also die Objekte, mit denen du interagieren kannst. Ja, der ist nämlich warm. Vorhin rausgefunden.
The vending machine's engine emitted a faint heat, maybe intense enough to show the hidden writing on the letter. At first, nothing happened. I was about to give up when it happened. The first characters appeared.
Zur geneigten Kenntnisnahme an Detective Bundy. Ach, wie heißt denn Lars Bundy? Sowas. Detective, ich bin zutiefst von der Inkompetenz enttäuscht, mit der Sie mit dem Fall des fantastischen Mörders ganz als Bluttorch umgehen. Als ein Bürger und treuer Steuerzahler fürchte ich so sehr um meine Sicherheit, dass ich beschlossen habe, Ihnen zu helfen, Ihre Gedanken zu sammeln. Was wissen wir denn von ihm? Er ist natürlich männlich. Nur unter uns, ein Tussi könnte kein ähnliches Meisterwerk erschaffen, richtig? Haben Sie die Genauigkeit gesehen, mit der die Augen des armen Mädchens aus ihren Höhlen entfernt wurden, ohne das Fleisch darum zu beschädigen? Mit einem Lötkolben, um Gottes Willen. Das löst eine gewisse Handwerkskunst erahnen. Ist er ein Künstler? Vielleicht ein Maler? Wie in meinem letzten Brief vermute ich ein Klempner. Niemand denkt jemals an einen Klempner, bei der ganzen Besessenheit für Diener. Jetzt kennen wir die Initialen. Ich glaube, das wäre genug für einen Detective mit einer Reputation hoch wie ein Wolkenkratzer wie Sie. Liebevoll, ein normaler Bürger und treuer Steuerzahler. Toll.
The alley led around the building to the right, Before examining the area, though, I had to make sure I was in the right place.
Wir sind doch am richtigen Platz, oder? Hier ist auch das Smiley-Zeichen.
Someone left a stupid smiley on the intercom. I couldn't buzz the whole building without a clue. I love making prank calls, but this really wasn't the right moment. I could use it to establish the alleged stupidity of J.J. Erham, but nothing else. It wouldn't help me in any way. Was it really worth it?
Ja.
I didn't understand how that could possibly help.
Das haben wir doch hier oben gesehen, oder nicht?
That
Yeah, that's my
face. In his earlier letters, Blowtorch never left anything similar. I took a mental note. That smile left on the letter and the one on the intercom were identical, so I could rule out a simple coincidence. I had just identified the apartment I was looking for.
Siehst du, geht doch.
The apartment was registered to a certain G. Glover. I hoped I got there in time.
Boah.
Yes? Who is it?
I'm Detective Bundy from HPD. If you don't mind, I need to ask you some questions. He didn't answer immediately. Moments of total silence passed, during which I thought he had hung up.
Sorry for the hesitation, but I really don't understand what you would want from me. I'm just a normal citizen who...
Yes, of course, but I really need, and I mean really need, to talk to you. With a certain urgency, too. Can you open the front door?
I hate to be a killjoy, but you have a warrant. I don't want to get into trouble with my landlord.
You know what? I guess I forgot it in my other hand. Anyway, I already told you that...
Listen, the landlord is a real pain in the ass, and I don't want any trouble.
If it's such a big deal, you won't have any problem coming back with a warrant. Good night. In my entire career, I had never been mistreated like that by someone I had to protect. Despite the fact that the guy was an idiot, I couldn't let him be killed in cold blood. Besides the front door, the only visible way in seemed to be the fire escape above. That
Dann
ladder
ran.
would have been the perfect way in, but it was too far.
Geh doch weiter ran. Können wir da nicht Stein
The
dagegen
stone
werfen?
was ideal for hitting the ladder's security lock. The problem was that I couldn't see it from my position. The ladder was too high for me to reach it, and that kind of model was equipped with a security lock too. I couldn't even see it from where I stood.
Okay, dann gehen wir dahin.
Maybe in that alley, I would find alternative access to the building.
Ach, jetzt klettert er rüber. Yes.
It didn't seem so high from the street.
Warum? Was machst du da oben? Jetzt können wir mit Stein werfen auf die
In that
Vorderländer.
moment, I thought of the hundreds of baseball games I'd seen while living in America, and I had a real moment of epiphany. The greatest champions in history were looking at me from the sky, cheering for me and waving their arms. Ladies and gentlemen, introducing the newest member of the Baseball Hall of Fame, Lazarus Stonearm Bundy!
Genau, lauter.
Give it up for the only, the incomparable, Lazarus Bundy!
Das Outfit hat er irgendwie. Für Miami bestimmt ein bisschen warm. Dann nützen wir mal die Feuerleiter. Oh, er ist ja ein Virtuose. Ein Athlet.
Lazarus Bundy in my place. Who'd have thought it? Here's my man, All 7'5" of a man, to be exact. Well, so much the better. If things got out of hand, he could protect me.
Lazarus Bundy, what are you doing? I still had some surprises in store for you. Instead, it's already time to put an end to our game.
Oh.
Just then, I knew I misunderstood the whole situation.
Not a word.
Things went down dramatically. I had no gun, as always, and I had to deal with a mastodon ready to kill his next victim. Burton would surely arrive with backup shortly after. But, how shortly? Moreover, we were convinced we had to protect the man who instead just revealed himself to be the monster we were hunting. I thought of sending a text to warn him, but I had no credit on my phone, having accidentally subscribed to a live weather service. I was in more danger than ever. But at least I knew the weather was fine in Baltimore. One thing was for sure. I couldn't wait anymore.
Impossible.
Lampe. Lagerraum. Flasche.
Yes.
Trying to use the lamp as a makeshift weapon would have meant walking the entire length of the room twice. If I wanted to die, I could have found a more glorious method, such as jumping out naked after drawing a target on my chest. The leftovers were inviting, but useless.
Yes.
The bottle, though, caught my attention.
Yes.
That beast towered over me, but a bottle in the right spot would put anyone to sleep.
Yes.
I had to hold my breath. The slightest noise would betray me.
Yes.
Never mind.
Yes. What the fuck?
Oh je. Doch noch Minigames oder wie?
Yes.
Bin schnell drunter.
Yes. I told you to close that sewer hole, you slut! If I hear even one more whisper, I'll be forced to use more brutal methods than usual. Is that clear? No.
Freeing the girl was going to be way more difficult than that.
Yes.
I just have gone from the frying pan into the
Yes.
fire. Trying to use the lamp as a makeshift weapon. If I wanted to die,
Ja, was sollten wir sonst machen? Jetzt könnten wir ihn anrufen, oder?
he already had his own. And now... Change the channel, right now? I wanted to see how the movie ended.
Hm.
She was gagged and strung up like a sausage.
be.
But above all, she was busty. This further increased my
No,
desire to
Gabriel.
save her.
Na, so ein Glück. So
We
ein
left the
Glück.
storage room open.
Okay, was könnten wir denn noch
The
machen?
beast was busy in a one-sided conversation. All he did was grumble. Apparently he became chatty only when it came time to write me letters.
No, Cabron.
Was haben wir denn noch? Dienstmarke. Kann man sie doch
Showing her my
befreien, oder?
badge would have been pointless. In her situation, she would have accepted a
Yes.
garbage man as her savior.
Same place.
Hm.
No.
Kommen wir auch nicht mehr an die Flasche ran, oder?
Same
I started to
place.
come up with something, but I couldn't completely focus. Was
Können
it
Sie
really
erstellen.
worth it?
No, Cabron.
Breaking his TV would have been ecstasy, but not enough to
Same
put my
place.
neck on the line.
Could be.
Ist ja schön, dass wir hier so viel Zeit haben.
No. Impossible.
She was gagged and strung up like a sausage, but above all, she
Could
was
be.
gagged and strung
Ja,
up like
ja,
a
das haben wir ja schon.
freeing the girl.
No.
Freeing the girl was going to be way more difficult than that. I just have gone from the frying.
Okay, das möchte er auch nicht.
The TV was.
Spaghetti-Western.
Yes.
Können wir nicht wieder raus? Nö. Wir haben noch ein Handy und noch ein Notizbuch.
No.
Steht gar nichts drauf, den Notizbuch. Was haben wir es dann? 2019.
Yes.
For a moment, and a moment only, I thought about how things might have gone if I didn't feel an unspeakable hatred of firearms.
Oh.
Same place.
Kleiner Träumerchen, oder wie? Dreht.
Same place. Yes.
That would have been a fitting ending for sure. Sometimes my mind floated and envisioned the most absurd situations.
Manchmal.
Impossible. Impossible. Same
I had a
place.
pretty good idea of how to distract the threatening big guy.
Could be. No, Cabron.
Ah,
I was
was-
desperate and in dire straits. I could do nothing but go for
Yes.
broke.
Ah.
Look what you made me do, slut. First, I need to recover that damn phone that I still don't know how you managed to keep from me. Then we'll settle up.
Oh, oh. Jetzt aber mit der Lampe los. Ah,
What the fuck?
Stay calm. I'll get you out of here in a split second.
ja, klar.
Hurry! Run! I'll hold him.
Hm. Oh, oh. Ich glaube, das Ende der Geschichte, oder? Tja. Didn't you? Ist jetzt jemand anderes, oder? Sigilum. Sigilum. Pentagramm, ganz wichtig. Damit beginnt es. Genau, Rauchen tötet. 11. November, Lars Wohnung.
The blowtorch case didn't go as I'd hoped. Instead of the savior, I found myself impersonating the damsel in distress. Luckily, Burton came just in time to get me out of the doghouse. In contrast to his usual MO, Blowtorch was about to take my head off with his bare hands. The signs on my neck would take weeks to disappear completely. I got suspended from the service indefinitely, obviously, and I would soon discover that sitting on my hands would never be a part of my life again. I found the Miami Harbinger under my door, as I had every day since I'd subscribed to their delivery service. I immediately saw the blurb on the front page. Blowtorch had been identified as David Ramos, an ordinary man who made a living working as a plumber. The initials, the plumbing job, everything matched the information found in the letters. That crazy guy had given us, little by little, his complete identikit.
Yep. Wulzberg's hire gone
The
missing.
leading story dealt with the disappearance of a young girl, the daughter of a certain Molsberg. Apparently, he was one of the richest and most powerful men in the city. Nevertheless, I had never heard of him before. The journalist was doubting the real disappearance of the teenager, assuming she was a runaway instead. I wonder what clues she could have had that led to such speculation.
Mhm. Sehen wir noch. Printed in Miami. $2,50.
Despite Burton's timely intervention, Ramos was able to disappear into the night and not get caught. At least now the public knew his real identity. A man would struggle to move freely.
Okay, David Ramos. Genau, das hat er schon erwähnt.
The
Aber noch ein
envelope
Brief.
sticking out didn't have a normal appearance. A cold shiver passed down my spine. Had I just received yet another letter from Blowtorch? I immediately noticed the strange seal with which it had been secured, but I would think about that later. With a trembling hand, I set out to pull out the letter. On the paper was an address and a series of meaningless numbers. Nothing else. Ramos was giving me an appointment in a West Miami alley. But that wasn't the most absurd thing. The most absurd thing is that I'd probably have gone. So Ramos was back after just a few hours on the run, ready to pick up our challenge where it left off. In the meantime, the Miami Harbinger was publishing news about the disappearance of the Molsberg scion that occurred the night before. What if she was the victim chosen by Blowtorch? I should seek out more information. The morning news was being aired right then. Maybe there was still time to catch the final minutes of it.